Hi, welcome. This is Terrence Hines, and welcome to the webinar How to Get $10,000 per month in free Google advertising for churches and nonprofits. A couple important things just to increase your viewing pleasure. Make sure you silence your cell phones, close your door, and give yourself some time to discover some new strategies. Grab that cup of coffee, grab a pen and a notebook. If you had a chance to download our free webinar booklet, make sure you have that printed out and ready handy right there on your desk. And turn off everything that's operating in the background that might slow down your computer, including any email systems, Skype, iTunes, even like Dropbox. Sometimes I have Dropbox that's syncing, or any other extra programs that are running in the background. So, my first question, just to get us started, do you have a plan to increase the impact of your ministry online? So right now, do you have a plan to increase the impact of your ministry? Just take your pen, your notebook, just jot down if you have a plan, yes or no. And if you wrote down yes, are you happy with the results? And if no, just think for a second, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from creating that plan for your ministry to have an impact online? So before we go further, I want to make sure that you're in the right place. So you are in the right place if you're a church or a ministry leader and you want to reach and impact more people using the internet. You are in the right place if you desire to build a highly engaged global audience of Christians and unchurched who follow your messages. If you desire to effectively connect with millennials or the disengaged and apathetic, those online church browsers. And if you have a desire to connect with the spiritually lost and those who are looking for answers, you're in the right place. You're also in the right place if you thought about using your website and social media to increase funding, donations, local missions, or even global missions, and just online giving to your ministry. And hold tight and stay tuned for some special bonuses that we're going to give at the end of this webinar. We're giving away a free social media assessment, and we'll show you how to get that, as well as how you can get a free email follow-up sequence. And actually, there's 2 free email follow-up sequences that you can get access to that will tell you how to get those bonuses at the end of the webinar today. So this is what you'll learn today. You'll learn what is the $10,000 a month Google Ad Grants program. You'll find out if your ministry is eligible. You'll also learn why Google should be a part of your ministry's online growth plan. And then we'll also cover the 8 steps to running a successful ad grants campaign. So here's my story. Again, my name is Terrence Hines, and I'm here in the Atlanta area. And in 2002, that's when this whole journey into the digital media world started for me. And I started in college working as a web developer, and actually started my own web development company as a sophomore in college. And one of the things I was doing was I was helping churches, and started with my local church, helping churches to build their websites. And at the same time, I was passionately involved in college campus ministry, and shortly thereafter teaching middle schoolers and Sunday school, and then teenagers, and then on to young adults. And you'll see a few pictures of some of the young adult groups that I work with, and I'm there in the back. And in my work, I love working with churches because it perfectly married my passions for ministry and technology. And for the past 15 years, I've been consulting with churches on their web development, designing and developing mobile apps, and even producing video for the web, and of course, helping them with their live streaming church campuses. And in these projects, we always saw impact, but it was typically on a micro level, usually with the church's congregations and even the friends of those congregants. And sometimes it was really rewarding to see new visitors come in the door, or even these churches get new members from these online tools that they put out there. But these projects, they were always built for a worldwide audience. It's the internet. And the question always remained, well, how could we get people all over the world to be able to find out about a church's website or app or online live stream. And then it happened. The day that everything shifted for me, I found out about the Google Ad Grants program, and it totally solved the exposure problem. Because it gave ministries access to $10,000 a month, that's $120,000 per year in free advertising. And even better, it was online advertising on Google, the platform that nearly everyone uses every day. And I knew as soon as I heard about this, and the fact that churches are now eligible, because originally they weren't eligible for this program, that this had the potential of completely changing a ministry's paradigm and potential global impact. Because ministries now had the access to funding to do one of the most important parts of their mission, which is spreading the word and using the internet to be able to do that. And so now these local projects could now gain access to a worldwide audience. And so through just my various businesses, I've been featured in the Washington Post, and Maryland Gazette, and BET, and on Tech TV. And so working in the internet field has just been very rewarding for me. But one of the things I'm most proud of is just the portfolio of hundreds of websites and mobile apps and digital marketing projects that we've helped churches and small businesses and nonprofits to be able to use the internet to be able to reach more people. So what can the Google Ad Grants program do? And so I'll just show a few case studies. And so the case studies I'll show are going to be focused on mainly two things. One is awareness and the other is donation. So here's an example of awareness. This is a nonprofit, Science Buddies, that through the Ad Grants program, they were able to get 18.2 million website visits, 100,000 plus new students registered in a year, and then over 1,500 teachers registered in a year for this after-school science education program, all attributed to the Google Ad Grants program. So not counting any of the other marketing efforts that they put forth. And so you'll see this quote here at the bottom: Google Ad Grants really put us on the map. Google Ad Grants is still invaluable, especially in launching new initiatives and services. Here's another case study in the area of donations, greatergood.org. And so here's the quote here from their campaign manager, that the targeted traffic we've been able to use to drive has donated over $100,000 to our causes, up from less than $10,000 the year prior. So over a tenfold increase in donations just attributed to the Google Ad Grants program. And so here's a case with both awareness and donations, Global Giving, which the Google Ad Grants has helped us drive more than 350,000 visitors to our site, bringing an additional $440,000 from more than 5,000 individual donations, all without any cost to our organization. So we've seen what some of the things that other organizations have been able to do with Ad Grants, but the question remains, okay, what could you do with $10,000 of in-kind advertising per month from Google? So just take a minute and just type right there on your smartphone or even right there on your notebook, just what are some things you would use the $10,000 in free advertising to do for your ministry or for your church? Would you want to increase awareness for your organization? Would you want to attract more donations maybe? How about sharing your messages with a larger audience, either locally or worldwide? How about reaching non-churchgoers or reaching millennials? Developing your email list? How about building your audience for your live streaming experience? And for some of us, the answer is just all the above. So is all the above the answer for you? And it could be other things. But just before we go further, just take a minute, just really think about what are your organization's goals and just write that down. What are some of the goals that you want to accomplish for your church or for your ministry? Why are you on this webinar? Awesome, thank you. Okay, so first we'll start off with what is the Google Ad Grants program? So the Google Ad Grants program is $10,000 per month in credits for Google AdWords for churches and nonprofits. So I need to stop and say that again. That is $10,000, not in cash, but it's in credits for Google AdWords, which is Google's main advertising product. So does that sound good? Hopefully it sounds good so far. $10,000 in free advertising per month. Well, the good news is that it actually gets better with the Ad Grants Pro program. That if you find that your organization is effectively able to use the $10,000 a month, you can get that budget increased up to $40,000 per month. So hopefully it sounds good so far. Next question becomes, are you eligible for this? And so here are just some of the basic eligibility requirements for this grant. You have to hold a valid charity status, which means being recognized as a tax-exempt 501c3 in the IRS database. A religious organizations such as churches with a 501c3, they do qualify. Originally when this program came out close to 14 years ago, churches weren't a part of that. But just recently, within the last 5 to 6 years, Google did lift that restriction, and so churches can now get access to this grant. You can't be one of the following. So government entities are exempted. Same thing with healthcare organizations, child care centers, and academic institutions. So I get this question sometimes, well, what if my church runs a child care or a preschool or has a school? Well, that particular child care center or academic institution is not eligible for the grant. But the part of your organization that isn't exempted, so let's say the main church, it would be part of a grant or actually have access to that grant. So you can use it for the part that isn't involved in education or in childcare, that isn't the school or the actual daycare center. And then the most important requirement is that you have to have a live website with substantial content, which makes sense, this being online advertising. You have to have a place to be able to send people once they click those links. So why should Google be part of your ministry's growth plan? And so we talked about Google Ad Grants being a credit for Google AdWords. AdWords is Google's primary advertising product, which is really good news because what Google is giving away as part of this grant is their main moneymaker. This is the ad program, their main revenue driver that businesses pay hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars for to be able to reach customers all over the internet. Google is giving this away for free to churches and nonprofits. So with AdWords, your ads show up in the Google search results. So they show up either right above or right next to the Google search results.
So what is AdWords? Put simply, AdWords is Google's online advertising platform that can help you drive interested people to your website. AdWords allows you to take advantage of the millions of searches conducted on Google each day. You create ads for your business and choose when you want them to appear on Google above or next to relevant search results. The concept is simple. You enter words that are relevant to your products or services, and then AdWords shows your ad on Google when someone searches for that or related words. So how does AdWords work? Say you searched for window repair. Google combs through billions of web pages, blogs, and other listings to find the ones most relevant to window repair. These are your search results. Looks familiar, right? But wait, there are thousands of search results here. Many of them are other businesses also providing window repair. But not all businesses may be listed among the top results. AdWords gives your business visibility, even if your website is not in the top results. AdWords can help get your business to appear on Google in front of many potential customers. They search, they find your business, they click, they could become your customers. Let's take a look at another example of how AdWords can help you grow your business. Say you want to attract customers in your local area. AdWords lets you pick when and where you want your ads to show. That is, you can target your ads so that whenever people in your state, region, city, or neighborhood search for businesses like yours, your ads show up next to their search results. Lastly, every day, millions of people access the internet from their mobile devices. They research products and services, search for local businesses, and click on your ad from their mobile phones to call you directly for more information. Your potential clients are on the move, and with AdWords, your business can be wherever your customers are.
So why should Google be part of your ministry's growth plan? Well, just consider how people use the internet. When people want to find information, they search for it online. And in fact, on Google, there are over 3 billion searches done every day. Think about that number, 3 billion searches every day on Google. And so I'll get this question, well, yeah, I know I use Google all the time, but I see those ads at the top or on the side, and I never click those ads. Do anyone click those ads? The answer is yes. There are over 300 million clicks per day on those AdWord ads. So if you do the math, that's roughly 10% of the searches. So 300 million of those ads are clicked every day. And again, what this Google Ad Grants program does is it takes some of that traffic from those 300 million clicks and it brings those people directly to your website or to your app or to your live stream or to your sermon library or to your blog, anywhere on your website. So here are the guidelines to the Ad Grants program. Your ads will be entirely text-based, so there are no videos or images. But we will use extensions, which we'll cover that later on, what exactly extensions are. They'll appear only on the Google search results pages. So Google has other programs that puts ads in other places and on other websites. The Ad Grants program is only for the main Google search engine. All campaigns must be keyword targeted. And your maximum cost per click in this program is $2. And then again, you'll receive $10,000 or up to $40,000 for the Ad Grants Pro program of in-kind advertising credits each month. So this isn't a one-time $10,000. This is once you enroll into the program, those credits show up every single month. You don't have to re-enroll. You don't have to reapply. Once you get in, it's $10,000 in credits that show up every single month in your Ad Grants program account. So what can $10,000 or up to $40,000 per month in advertising do for your organization? And we just talked about this case study with Global Giving, where they use it to get both awareness and donations, 350,000 visitors and $440,000 in donations using the Ad Grants program. But really, what does this $10,000 a month in Google Ads, what does that really translate to? What does that really mean for my organization? And so this is what I explain to pastors and church workers all the time, is that you could just do simple math just to figure out what that really means to your organization from a very simple level. So just doing really quick math, if you take the $10,000 a month and then you divide that by the $2, which is the maximum cost per click that you can bid. And so that number comes out to 5,000 new clicks or new visits per month to your website. So I just take that $2 maximum click, I divide that into that 10,000. So if I use up my entire $10,000 budget, I have 5,000 new visits to my website. That's every single month. You do the math on that for a year, that's 60,000 visitors every year. So that's, just imagine a stadium full of people who are coming to your website, checking you out. They're there reading your blogs, listening to your sermons, watching your live streaming services. So just imagine this type of global audience just showing up and being a part and being impacted by your ministry. Maybe they're downloading your church's mobile app. Some of them requesting prayer or asking questions. This grant can indeed have a large impact on ministries and nonprofits and churches. So we're going to talk about how it's done. So how do you run a successful $10,000 a month ad grants campaign? So before we talk about what you should do, we're going to talk for a few minutes about what you should not do. So your first no-no is don't set it and forget it. This is not one of those set it and forget it type of things. You don't want to just casually use your grant just for a slight bump in traffic. So what does this mean? It means that if you decide to do it, you don't want to casually use it and just hope to bump up your traffic a little bit, but you want to use its service to the fullest, or you may lose the service forever. Because one of the things that AdGrant and Google makes clear is that if you fail to meet the expectations assigned to the grant, in other words, spending the allocated funds, they can and they will pull your grant and reserve the right to withhold it in the future. Google only wants strong users that are going to give their service influence and power, and bad advertisements and wasted grant money actually bring down the service, and it behooves them to drop you quickly and completely. So let's call it what it is. Google Grant is Google's attempt at maybe getting a pretty hefty tax write-off, but it also helps them to set their advertising prices baseline. Basically at $2 that you're getting for your grant, it becomes the entry point for the paid advertisers to be able to run those paid advertisements. And so it makes their entire advertising world more profitable while getting that ability to write that grant off to nonprofits. And so the minimum cost per advertisement will end up being $2. So you want to make sure that you use that grant. And so what this means is that volunteers aren't typically ideal. And so there's a experience factor that comes along with it. And usually you want to assign a full-time staff person who's dedicated to digital ministry. Or you can work with a partner to help. And so the experience factor that I was talking about just a few seconds ago would be, when it comes to running a digital advertising campaign, you want to be able to have someone who has experience work in that campaign. So would you give $120,000 per year to someone to manage an ad campaign, ad budget, if they didn't have experience in internet marketing? And there's also the time factor. Even if you had someone experienced, would they have the time to consistently set up, manage, maintain your advertising account, all without any pay? So now we talked about what not to do. Let's talk a little bit about what you should do. So here are some of the keys to running a successful $10,000 a month AdWords campaign. Step number one would be to apply and enroll into the Google Ad Grant. So those steps involve applying for the Google for Nonprofits and then enrolling into Ad Grants, creating your account and setting up your campaigns, and then submitting that to review and waiting for Google to approve you for your program. Or if there were any issues with your application, they would let you know. The next step involves choosing your keywords. So Google has a tool called the Google Keyword Planner tool that it helps you find relevant keywords for new or existing campaigns. It allows you to view traffic forecasts and historical stats to plan campaigns. It allows you to view suggested bids, competition reports, and a whole lot more. And just keep in mind that keyword research is a continuous process. This is an active auction system. And so the successful campaigns, they do depend on staying on top of those keywords in your keyword research. So on the right side, you'll see our screen, this screenshot of the Google Keyword Planning tool. right here where that yellow arrow is where you enter that particular keyword that you want to do research on. And then right next to that would be that landing page that you're looking at, sending that traffic to. And then these blue bars in the middle, this gives us an idea in terms of the average monthly volume for those searches. So how many people are searching for that particular term during different parts of the year. And this particular graph is showing it by month. And you see that there's a web and there's an ebb and flow to those searches here. And so the first column underneath those blue bars shows the keyword groups related to my initial keyword that I'm searching for. So in this example, I put the keyword church. And so the first keyword group shown here is sermon. And so that keyword group, it is comprised of 14 individual keywords such as sermon and sermons and Christian sermons and church sermons and so on. And so I can group those similar keywords together, and Google does this for you, is that they'll group those similar keywords together and then they'll show you information based on those keyword groups. And you can also drill down and look at those individual keywords. And so right underneath that, you see the next will be the church website group, and underneath that, the Christian church group. Those are all keyword groups that are related to my initial keyword that I'm searching for. The next column shows the average monthly searches for that one keyword group. And this gives you an idea on how frequently people are searching for those keywords in Google. The next column is the competition column that gives you an idea on how many other businesses or organizations are bidding for those same keywords. So your competition just isn't other churches, but it's all businesses, all organizations that are competing for those same keywords. And the suggested bid gives you an idea as to how much it will cost to get traffic for that keyword. So how much of your credit do you need to allocate and bid for that that traffic? How expensive would that traffic be? And then the area over to the far left that you see designated on this graphic with the arrow, this allows you to narrow down your targeting by geography. You can even add in negative keywords, which we'll cover in just a few minutes. And there's also additional keyword filtering options here. All right, so that's our keyword planner tool. This is a tool that, as you're running ad grant campaigns, this is a tool that you're using all the time, just to get ideas on keywords, to look at what keywords you should bid on, which ones are within your budget, which ones aren't, and to be able to find ways to be able to reach people and the things that they're looking for in those keywords that they're plugging into Google right here using this tool. There's a ton of information, especially once you drill down into the various ways of targeting locally, regionally, nationally. So the next thing we'll talk about is the importance of using long tail keywords. And so long tail keywords on Google, this is roughly 70% of all searches. And so we want to think like our audience. So we want to think about what kind of specific information are they really looking for. And then when searching for spiritual answers, what are they actually typing into the search box? And so this graphic that you see on the right-hand side of your screen is called an SEO curve. And so here's the idea, is that when people are using Google, they're typing in specific questions. And so over on the left side of this curve, you have what's called the short head. And then over on the right, which is designated in green here, is called the long tail. So your keywords, as they get more specific, they cost less, but they're also more likely to reach a conversion. What that means is that people are more likely to stick around and that you're actually serving them what they are looking for. So in this example here, on the short head, you'll see the word shoes. So that's high competition. There's a high cost to reach that. But it's also a much lower probability to convert because it's just so general. But if I get a little bit more specific, as I come down that curve and I type in men's shoes, and then I come to a web page that has men's shoes, now I'm much more likely to find what I'm actually looking for. But if I go even more specific, like Nike women's running shoes, and the web page takes me to a page that is filled with Nike women's running shoes, now this is much more likely to be a page with information I'm looking for, and I'm more likely to actually buy. And so as I get longer on those keywords, it's much more likely that I'm actually going to buy. And so an example with church would be, on the short head might be Bible, but people could look for all types of things when they're typing the word Bible in. But on the long tail would be something like, what does the Bible say about getting out of debt? And if I'm able to take that user to a blog or a sermon or a resource, or even an audio or a podcast that covers what the Bible says about getting out of debt, then I'm much more likely to have that visitor stay around, become engaged, and become an active participant in my community. So we talked about the keyword planning tool. We talked about using long tail keywords, which are more specific keywords. The next thing we'll talk about is the importance of using negative keywords. So just like we can tell Google what to associate our ads with, we can tell them what words not to associate our ads with. Negative keywords are important because they help us to make sure that our ads only appear to people who are looking for what we have to offer. And this added level of control means that you can help to increase your click-through rate, reduce your average cost per click, and increase your return on investment. So in other words, to be able to help you make the most out of your ad grants campaign and make those dollars stretch further, you want to make sure that you're using negative keywords. So a couple of quick examples is that if I had a church, let's say in Boston, let's say if it was on Main Street, I might want to have my ad associate with Baptist Church on Main Street in Boston. But a negative keyword for that may be chicken. The reason why is that there is a restaurant on Main Street called Church's Chicken. It's a fast food restaurant that is all over the East Coast. And so I don't want people who are looking for that particular fast food place, Church's Chicken, to actually come to my church's website because I don't have what they're looking for. And so in that example, chicken would be the negative keyword. A more practical example might be counseling. So if I provide marital counseling at my church, I might put marital counseling in whatever area that I'm offering that and send people to a page that talks about the marital counseling that I do. But let's say if if someone is looking for therapeutic counseling and my church doesn't currently offer that, then I can make counseling a keyword, but therapeutic a negative keyword. So we talked about the keyword planner tool. We talked about the importance of using more specific keywords, which are called long tail keywords, and then using negative keywords to make sure that we're getting the right people to our website. And once we set up our ads that way, the next question becomes, well, what does my ad actually look like? And so our first instinct is to jump on Google and start searching for our ad. We don't want to do that because it skews our results. We want to use Google's tool called the Google Ad Display Previewer. And this previewer shows us how our ads actually look on Google search results. And we'll find out if our ads are actually showing up. And more important, it doesn't skew our statistics. So we don't want our own activities of researching our own ads to drive up our prices. So we want to make sure that we use the ad previewer to prevent that from happening. And the ad display previewer also diagnoses issues with the ad, such as budget or location or hours. On Google AdWords, you can set your ads to show in certain locations and at certain times. So if I'm running an ad that's only showing in a certain part of the country, but I'm searching for it from a different part of the country, then I wouldn't see that ad. The ad previewer allows us to see different things like that so that we know if our ads are set up properly. And so there's a video that Google has, and I won't play that here, but there's a video that Google has on YouTube for the Google Ad Display Previewer that would explain that. It's about a 3-minute video. And so here's a screenshot of what the ad previewer looks like. So the first thing that you'll want to know is my ad showing? And the previewer tool that lets you know if your ad is showing or not, right there at the top. And you can also preview how your ad looks on the various sections of Google. And then you'll know that you're in the ad previewer when you see the watermarks in the background and also this warning message that lets you know that you're within the tool, that you're not on an actual live Google page. The next thing we'll talk about is ad extensions. So we talked about our keyword planner tool, using long tail keywords, using negative keywords, then also using our ad display previewer to make sure our ads are showing. But we can also enhance our ads with extensions. This allows us to add extra information to help boost the performance. It gives users a reason to click your ad, and it's important because of the ad grants restrictions. So we mentioned that earlier, that these ads are only text-based. So using extensions are important to actually spruce up our ads a little bit and give people more things to click and more reasons to click. So some of the types of extensions include click to call. So right from the Google search results page, you can have people actually call your ministry directly from their mobile devices if they're searching for your ministry from a mobile device, or searching keywords that are related to your ministry from a mobile device. And they don't have to visit your website to find your phone number. They can click to call directly from right from the Google search result pages. So let's say if someone is searching for prayer and you have a prayer line that's open during certain hours, if they're searching for prayer during that time, they can actually click right from the Google search results page. Again, they don't have to look for that prayer line number somewhere on your website. They can click it right there from the Google search result page and dial right into that prayer line. It's a really useful tool, especially if you have someone live to be able to answer the phone during certain church hours for prayer, or to answer questions, or for counseling. Another important extension is the location and map extension. And the way this works is that if someone is, let's say, searching for, let's say, your church's location, let's say they're looking to attend service, this extension allows those users to be able to see a map to your location and to get driving directions directly from within the Google search result pages. So again, they don't have to click your ad, go to your website, find your address, enter that back in to their Google Maps program. This particular extension will actually pull that location, the map, even the driving directions directly into the Google search result pages. And so it's great to use that for ads that have to do with people who are trying to visit your location. And another one of the extensions is called site links. So this allows you to show other relevant links to what the main link that you're promoting. So let's say if I have someone who's searching for my church and that church shows up on Google, well, I can also show up to 6 relevant links to that. So I can send people directly to my streaming library, my live stream page, our donations page, our ministries page, maybe even about the pastor. So these other links, what it does is it drills down those interests. And so people are likely to click one of those extra links because one of those side links or those site links are more relevant to what they're actually looking for. And another ad extension is linking to my mobile app. So you have a church mobile app, people can get to that church mobile app from directly within the Google search result pages. They don't have to go to your website to find a link to your app. They can do that right there from Google and go right to the download page to get your church's app. So we want to make sure that we use these site extensions to the fullest because they're there. These are all tools to help to increase the performance of our ads, as well as to drive more traffic to our website, particularly with things like the site links and the links to our mobile apps, to be able to help us to make the most of our Google Ad Grant. The next thing we'll talk about is setting up landing pages. So we talked about planning your keywords with the keyword planner tool. We talked about using long tail keywords, negative keywords, to Google Ad Display Previewer, as well as site links to add more information to our ads. Now, this is probably the most important part, is setting up landing pages. This is key. So the landing page refers to what someone experiences when they click your ad. So what we don't want to do is just send new clicks to our site's homepage. So the landing page should be relevant to the ad clicked, or else they'll leave. And the landing page should clearly direct the visitor to the action you want them to take. And it should be simple and well designed, and first impressions are a huge deal on the internet. And they should contain all the information necessary to make a decision. So we see in this example that this is a landing page that is really easy to use. It has clearly what I want people to do right there on this particular page. So this is an example of a donations page, and we see that we have our blurb about how someone can be part of this particular campaign. And we have the action right there on the page. So I can donate directly from this page. And then I have all the other relevant information that I need to make a decision if this is the right type of campaign that I want to donate to, because on the sidebar I have stats and graphics. I may even have the mission statement, quotes, even logos of other organizations that we're a part of, and to help qualify this particular campaign for people. And again, it needs to be easy to use, but also well designed. I need to be able to exude confidence so that people feel comfortable of clicking and sticking around, whether it is to take action on that particular page or to click on to other things and be a part of my community. So tying it all together, the powerful thing about online advertising is that you're able to track the performance. So this isn't like running a billboard and it's just out there and we don't know who saw it, who's thinking about it, who actually noticed it. On online advertising, we're actually able to track the performance and be able to make adjustments. So with AdWords conversion tracking, you can see how effectively your ads and how effectively those ad clicks lead to the valuable customer activity that you want, such as donations or new event visitors or phone calls or app downloads or even newsletter signups and so much more you're able to track with conversion tracking. And this is huge because this helps you to be able to determine, is your grant working? Are people actually taking the results that I'm designing them to take once they get onto my website? And so if you just follow this flow chart here on the right side of your screen, as a prospect searches for your services, they then click your ad, and then they go to your landing page and they'll read it and maybe even fill out a web form in this example. And then when they submit that web form, they go to a thank you page that has our AdWords conversion tracking code embedded into it. And then with that tracking code, we're able to really calculate and track what is the return on investment and really be able to optimize the account based on that data that we're able to collect. So this is a way of being able to make sure that your ad grant funds are being used more and more efficiently and effectively over time. In summary, to run a successful AdWords campaign, you want to research with the Keyword Planner tool. You want to use long tail keywords, those are key. You want to think like a marketer. Select negative keywords to stretch your budget. Consistently check the Google Ad Display Previewer and Diagnostic tool. Use ad extensions such as click to call and site links and map and even the mobile app extension. And design attractive and user-friendly landing pages. That's key. And finally, track your results using conversion tracking and analytics so that you're taking a look at what your ads are doing and constantly making those ads better. So when I talk to pastors about the Google Ad Grants program, usually they're very excited. But what we find is that there's usually two good options to get started, just because of the experience and the training that's necessary. And as you see, there's also some time involved. And so usually those two options are a full-time staff person that you're assigning to digital ministry, or finding a partner who can help you out. Here at GoPastor, we can help. We would love to be your partner. We would love to be your trusted advisor to guide you through the ad grant process. And once approved, we will help you with raising awareness. So if you go to the link gopastor.com/101, you can get a free digital ministry planning session. This will be a one-on-one planning session, about 20 to 30 minutes, that will actually go through just your digital ministry plans, and we'll find out, hey, is this good for your ministry? Are there other things that could be able to help to really put your ministry on the map when it comes to its digital ministry presence? And again, it's totally free. Just go to gopastor.com/101. And these are some of the ways that we help churches. And so our firm, we're a full digital marketing service firm that does digital marketing, Facebook marketing, Google marketing, of course, web design and mobile app development, as well as live streaming services. And so we can help with the Google Ad Grants, with helping with the keyword research and analysis to help strategically choose relevant keywords and keyword groups. We can help design and implement advertising campaigns, and we'll consult with you so we can create unique ads to drive traffic to your website. We can help with landing pages. We're a full web development firm, so we not only build church websites, but we help build church landing pages. And we also do all the coding related to the traffic conversion. Make sure that those landing pages and the traffic conversion, that it's all clearly designed and really well programmed so that users can take the appropriate action on those pages. And then analytics is crucial when it comes to running any sort of digital marketing campaign. And we will analyze the results and deliver reports to you, and we'll track the campaign and other conversion metrics. And so our fee structure for the Ad Grants program is really straightforward. There are absolutely no hidden fees. There are no payments until your organization is accepted to the program. And then after it's accepted, we have a one-time setup of $1,200. And the campaign management fee is really simple and straightforward as well. It's just 18% of the ad budget spent. So if you're not spending the entire ad budget, you're only paying a portion of that. So again, 18% of the ad budget spent, and that's related to the amount of money of those credits that are spent. So if you're not spending the entire amount, then that fee is just calculated on the amount that's spent every month. So here's what you'll create with the Google Ad Grants program. You'll create a new vehicle to increase awareness for your ministry's mission. Your church will get a reliable way to attract more donations. You'll be able to maximize your messages to reach a larger audience globally. You'll create a better path to reach non-churchgoers and an effective way to grab the attention of millennials who are using Google. The Google Ad Grants creates a way to generate a large email list for running your ministry or running events and even giving campaigns. And then the Ad Grants program also creates a way to steadily build your audience for your live streaming church services, which is really one of the most popular ways that people are looking for churches online, is to experience those live streams. And so the Ad Grants gives you the ability to be able to reach a wider audience for those streams. And so again, schedule your one-on-one digital ministry planning session with us now. Again, you'll get a 20 to 30 minute phone call. We will go over your online presence and give it an assessment to your online presence, as well as an online giving assessment, expert advice and recommendations. And it's just 100% free. There's no risk, there's no obligation whatsoever. This is really just free expert advice on how you can use these tools, the Google Ad Grants programs, as well as just social media and even your website, to be able to be more effective with reaching people online. So what are you waiting for? Book your free session right now. Just go to gopastor.com/101 And this would book a session to be able to talk with a GoPastoral digital ministry expert. And yeah, again, it's 100% free, no risk, no obligation whatsoever. And so here's what comes with this digital ministry planning session. So this is what it is in store for you, is that you'll get an online presence assessment. So we will assess your entire online presence. That's your website, your social media account, even how you're just how you're currently using search engines like Google, and where you currently rank and things of that nature. So we'll do that assessment for you, 100% free. We'll also include an online giving assessment. So we'll look at how you're currently accepting donations online, and just give you ways in which you might be able to improve even the way that your online giving systems are set up. And then we have a couple of bonuses that you'll get once you attend one of these digital ministry sessions. One would be you'll get a free email follow-up swipe file. So one of the things with running any sort of digital ministry campaign is once those attendees come to your website, and in many cases they may opt into your list or ask questions when they visit your site, well, what do you send them next to keep in touch with people? And so we are going to give you our customizable email follow-up swipe file that you can take and that you can program that into your online email campaign system. And the other bonus that we're giving away is a free donation drive email campaign sequence. So you'll get that with your, again, your free one-on-one planning session. You'll get this donation drive email campaign swipe file. It's a $250 value. Again, you would just get that totally free as our gift to you. And so again, that link is just gopastor.com/101. You go to that link and you can just schedule your 20-minute digital ministry planning session. If you have any questions, please email me. So Terrence@gopastor.com. Again, I also look forward to talking. If you go to gopastor.com/101, that would get you locked into one of those planning sessions. And we'll be able to go over just how these programs can help your ministry. So again, I want to thank you for attending our webinar today. It's been such a pleasure to have you attend. I always love the opportunity to be able to speak and share information with church ministry leaders and pastors all over the world. So again, thank you for staying to the end. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to talking more. So gopastor.com/101. Please lock in your session, and I look forward to talking more about how we can take your digital ministry to the next level using Google Ad Grant, but also using just all the online tools that are available to your ministry. Thank you.